In today's video, I'm doing something pretty amazing. I'm breaking down Gym Launch's $30 million a year offer because at the end of the day, the most important thing that you need to work on is your offer. And they did a pretty good job back in 2020. Right now, it's probably not good to copy Gym Launch to the stage that they're currently in. You should copy them a few years ago when they were really heavily scaling, okay? So if you're interested in this doc that I created, so I'm gonna show you guys. You guys can click the link below, join the challenge. I'm actually going to be breaking down the actual notes and everything that I wrote down so you guys can get access to it. Yeah, this video is a little bit longer, but it's super valuable if you're someone who wants to know how to change your life and take the most amount of money from the marketplace and stop being a commodity. If you're someone who's just offering appointments, if you're someone who's just offering ads, if you're someone who's just offering like TikToks or shorts, like you don't understand this game yet. The game of making millions and millions a year, a month, comes from you being the best in your industry. And to be the best, you gotta offer the best. So please enjoy today's video and join me in the challenge. I love y'all. The view is nice, by the way. Jesus Christ.
This is the offer that like skyrocketed Gym Launch, right? And one of the things that you guys will see is that it's exactly kind of like the thing that I'm kind of like trying to get you guys to push, which is like the build and release type of angle. And you guys will see that if you lead with value, it's inevitable for you not to make a lot more money, right? So the way that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the ad. We're gonna watch every single clip. It's like, I think it's like 60 seconds. I didn't record the whole ad, but then we're gonna break down everything about the ad, right? That way we can kind of like look at everything from the way it looks, from the actual thing he's saying, from the call to action, and from the different everything that we can analyze about that. Okay, so I think I'll have to remove my headphones so you guys can hear it.
All right, cool. And then if you guys have any questions after this, please be my guest. Okay, cool. So let's let me just open these up. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, cool. So this is the first video. I'm gonna play it. Let me know if you guys can hear it in the comments.
Gym owners and experienced fitness professionals, we've gotten tons of questions about our new performance partnership model for taking people online. All right. It's very simple. We do just about everything. You do one thing, and we split how much you make on the first month. It's very easy. So we'll run the creative, the ad.
So that's the first one.
The copy, the images. We'll build the pages to collect the opt-in. We'll get them scheduled, and then we'll continue to work the leads to get them to show up for a phone appointment with you. This is the only piece that you do, which is sell them a free trial. After you do that, we split this first month. From this point going forward, you get every single one of the billings after that. Sound fair? Now, on top of that, you might be like, how do I actually fulfill these people? How do I know they're going to stay? How does it work? We built an automated fulfillment system where 80% of all of this is automated. So the workouts, the nutrition, the accountability, the messages, all of that is self-contained.
All right, so let's replay it one more time, okay?
Gym owners and experienced fitness professionals, we've gotten tons of questions about our new performance partnership model for taking people online. All right. It's very simple. We do just about everything. You do one thing, and we split how much you make on the copy of the images. It's very easy. So we'll run pages to collect the opt-in. We'll get them scheduled, and then we'll continue to work the leads to get them to show up for a phone appointment with you. This is the only piece that you do, which is sell them a free trial. After you do that, we split this first month. From this point going forward, you get every single one of the billings after that. Sound fair? Now, on top of that, you might be like, how do I actually fulfill these people? How do I know they're going to stay? How does it work? We built an automated fulfillment system where 80% of all of this is automated. So the workouts, the nutrition, the accountability, the messages, all of that is self-contained. The messages, all of that is self-contained.
All right, cool, perfect. Now that's the ad itself, but it's not. I don't think this is an ad. This is an offer, right? He's literally making an offer. This is not like, oh, I'll book you this, and then you. No, this is he's leading with his offer, right? Now, before I go over the breakdown, what can you guys like tell if you guys were to break down why the offer is good? How would you describe it? Like, why is it a good offer? Maybe you can unmute yourself and kind of like describe it. Someone said removes the risk, easy for them. Cool. You don't have to do anything. Yep. What else? Anybody has any other feedback as to why this offer is good? Explain the whole process. Correct. And any other observations?
Removes friction, right, in the buying process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just curious why he leaves them sell the free trial. Like that seems to be like kind of an easy part, but I'm wondering why he would do that.
Why he leaves them to do what?
To sell them on the free trial, if I understood that correctly.
Why? So your question is, why is he getting his clients to sell people on a free trial?
Yeah, like he seems to give them even like the fulfillment stuff on the back end, and he's delivering leads and then saying, "Hey, you sell them on a free trial, and then we'll even help you with fulfillment."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious why he decided to leave just that one part.
Okay, cool. And this is a good question. It's actually a pretty good question. How would you exactly serve 100 new clients a month and also sell for them? What is that? What does that? Okay, a better question. Look at everything that he's actually delivering. I'll do the ad. Creative, copy, funnel, automated sequence to get people to show up, automated system to fulfill. What is the trend in all the things that he's doing for them? What is the what is the thing that he's actually doing? If you were to look at everything he's doing, anybody has the answer? What is the common thing about his offer?
They're doing everything.
But the things that they're doing, what are they? How is the delivery mechanism of those things?
It's leveraged. He's using his exact team in order for to deliver. So it's on auto repeat, and it would take so much more for the client to do it themselves.
Yes, but that's not the answer. That's not the thing you should notice. It's the fact that everything that he's actually promising is a leveraged delivery. A creative, a funnel, an email sequence, an automated fulfillment system means it's done for you, but it's super fucking leveraged. And guess what? The only thing that can't be automated, which is selling, he doesn't do. Do you guys see it? The positioning is, oh my God, you'll do everything. But yeah, everything is valuable. But, and this is why I keep telling everyone here, it's not about what you do. It's also how you do it that matters even most. Everybody's promising leads. Everybody's promising sales. But you also have to not forget that you need something that has zero marginal cost of replication, meaning you got to be able to have something that can serve a lot of people, deliver tremendous amount of value, but also in an automated way where so that the bigger you get clientele-wise, you also don't build a bloated up team that is not leveraged. So as an example, he hires someone to take care of the ad, creative copy, and then maybe like the targeting, right? He takes care of one person to take care of the funnels for clients. He has someone to take care of the email sequences. He has someone take care of the automated fulfillment system. With 4 people, he can fulfill on a $1 million a month level of throughput. If he's selling a 15K thing, that's what, like 100 people or so? Well, like, yeah, I guess 100 people. You could build this thing for 100 people, build and release it, and it not taking you more than 4 people, 5 people, 6 people. Do you guys get it? Build and release is not build like sell so much done for you. No, it's like find the thing that could be leveraged in the fulfillment, because that's how you scale. Like I don't care how good you are at ads, if you don't build if you don't start documenting your solutions, like I'm not sure if you guys, I mean, some of the things that we're doing right now is really going heavy on documentation and SOPs and everything like that, because that's what scales. Scaling isn't about knowing the answer to the problem. It's scaling the delivery of that solution to your clients. Okay. But let's actually do the breakdown of the full thing. All right, cool. So first things first is this is a demonstration video ad, right? It's not oh, you give me a no-brainer offer on the front end with some posts, and then I'm like, I have to click or I have to opt in to learn more. No, it's like, hey, I give you the offer and I describe how I'm going to fulfill on the offer. And it's the demonstration. So it's almost like it's like a process selling VSL. It's you're actually showing someone how you're going to do something. It's the process. It's not the offer. It's the process is the offer, because the process is a no-brainer. And that's where I want you guys to get to, the point I want you to get to. Stop trying to be so focused on trying to compete on promises. Like, oh, I'll do this or you don't pay. I'll do, like, that's it. That's the level of expertise you need to be able to copy such an offer is literally nothing. Anyone can put up an ad and say, hey, I'll do this or you don't pay. So that means that the competition is going to be ridiculously hard as more people start using such an offer. So instead, what you need to do is you need to go a level higher and build a process that is so good that it becomes the selling point, right? And this is what he did. He can show how he's going to be able to do what? Dial in the creative, dial in the funnel and landing page, schedule the appointments, nurture the leads for a prospect. The client, they just have to sell a free trial. Then he explained how they're going to charge them. Then he explains how that even they're going to be able to help them on the next problem, right? Cool. So this is something that I'm going to run in the next ads that we do after the challenge. I'm actually just going to replicate the same thing. I'm going to build out a process and I'm gonna be like, hey, we'll do this. And then are you interested in doing it, right? The next thing we can look at is the fact that he has captions on everything. So like he's saying it, but he's also adding captions. So captions is good. As you talk, have the captions going, right? Now, one thing I want you guys to notice, if we look at the actual headline in the ad, it's how to run a 20K online, 20K a month online gym. He's not saying, how do I get you 100 leads? He's not saying, I'll book you 1,000 calls. He's not talking about leading indicators. He's not talking about like smaller metrics. He's talking about something that would be desired by the masses. Okay. So he's not talking to a specific segment of the people. He's just talking to, hey, are you interested in starting a 20K a month online business that is a gym? And if you look at it, he's technically leveraging a trend, because this is what's 2020. This is not today. This is not. So how can I say this? He's almost, so before he would be like, hey, I'll scale your gym. But now in this ad, at least in 2020, the way that you can see it is that he was talking to people who are trying to make this transition from just gyms who can barely make 10K per month to, hey, would you like to become a leveraged person and just build your business online? So he's selling to a bigger pain, a bigger hope than just let me get you leads and appointments. So now you guys, you should ask yourself, what is a trend that I can leverage within my ads? Right? What is the trend? And I promise you guys need to be you guys need to stop so much like staying too focused on what's working today. And you guys need to be doing a lot of research, looking through a lot of podcasts, looking at a bunch of YouTube videos, listening to a lot of case studies from different people in your industry. And then when you find an anomaly, you need to lead with this in your promises. As an example, one of the things that I'm going to, at least we're pushing right now, is like this growth creator model. It's not that I can't sell people on meetings, but it's just that by helping people leverage a better model, which is truly a better way to scale, I talk to a different type of pain, which has different type of like perceived value. Okay, so that's something else. He didn't talk about anything else. And look at how he wrote the headline. He said how to run a 20K a month online gym. He didn't say I'll get you to 20K, because I was reading something, and then newspapers actually said that how to headlines outperform any type of headline. Okay, so when you're pushing a lead magnet and anything where you want more conversions, lead with how to. Do not lead with something that only you understand, because how to is something that is going to be understandable by everyone, or at least it's easy to understand. And then the next thing, look at this. This is like a VSL, right? But he actually has a free download. What the fuck? That's a pretty weird thing. So within the process selling VSL, he's not the CTA. I mean, I didn't record the CTA in this ad, but technically the CTA is a PDF that you can see here. Why is that? Why is he doing that? Because lead magnets have the cheapest cost for leads. Okay. When you try to be like, oh, book a call with me so you can learn more, the cost is going to be like horrendous. It's going to be ridiculous. And then when he gets more leads on the front end, well, then he can just have an outbound team, a GS team, reaching out to every lead. Just to give you guys some context, right now we have 30% to 50% of every opt-in that responds, and we have I would say 5 to 10% booking rate of all opt-ins that are DM'd. Not 5 to 10% of everyone who responded. 5 to 10% of everyone who comes in and who we can reach out to ends up booking a call. So I'll try to do the math right now. If he had not put a lead magnet, he probably could have booked calls, but maybe he would have booked calls like $150 per call, because I'm sure this may have been a retargeting ad. But how many calls can you really afford at this rate? If you're spending $1,000, so let's say if you're spending 1,500, you're getting 10 calls per day, right? But if I say that it's $5 per lead, and you're spending 1,500, let's do the math. So 1,500 divided by 5, 300 leads per day. I just showed you guys that we're getting what? 5 to 10%. The minimum calls we would book in a day is 15 to 30 calls per day on the same ad spend. Does that make sense? Okay. And this is how you beat people. When people are just like, oh my God, it's getting too expensive to run a business. Yeah, it is, because you're dumb. You're looking for the wrong metric, right? And this is how you literally outperform everyone. If you can make more from the same money, that's how you beat an industry, right? So yeah, maybe they're booking 30 calls. Let's just say 30 calls. If we're, let's just do 10% here, right? Cool. And yeah, so the trend, I've talked about that. Cool. Now let's look at the offer, and this is where the money is at. This is the money shot. Okay, so check this out. One thing that we're going to look at is, we can talk about, is his offer is the following. He solves everything. Even if he doesn't sell for his clients, he had scripts, sales process built for his clients. All the client had to do is buy and follow the script to make it right. And this is a coaching business. I mean, I think at this time they were not just purely, I guess to be honest, it could be a coaching business, because I know right now they're definitely just pure coaching. They don't really do much done for you. But the way you position it, even though it's a coaching business, he's positioning it as a done for you, right? So if you're running a coaching business and you're on this call, you don't never position yourself as a coach, because people don't want to be coached. They want solutions. The only people who want to be coached are people who are already making millions, and they realize that they're not the leader who can actually get to the next level. Then being coached is actually super important, right? But people who are not yet making a lot of money hate to be coached, right? Because they just don't understand the value in it. And then the next thing is, so he would create the creative, the copy, run the ad, documentation. So if it's already documented, then it can be automated, right? Funnel, if it's already created and documented, it can be what? Automated. Schedule appointments. If the sequence has been created, documented, it can be what? Automated. Nurture the leads. Created, documented, automated. This is not automated, but it's done with you technically, because the scripts already built out. Again, automated. It's just crazy. Explains performance model in the ad. I'm going to talk about this later. And then fulfillment, he said 80% automated. So again, pretty simple. You create it once, you document it, and then you automate it, right? So the whole offer is something that is what? Leveraged as fuck. This is the key thing I keep talking about. This is where the money lies. This is where this is heaven, right? And I want to tell you guys a little lesson as to why leverage is important. And I shot a podcast yesterday, and it made me think about this, right? So there's really two ways to view a business. You can look at it as, you know, like average entrepreneurs who only care about what? Cash, right? Maybe they want cash, they want a nice house, they want this, and then this material desires, right? And then there is an outlook of being an investor, right? An investor does not care about cash. He cares about resources. Resources, and effort. And what? On predictability of future resources, right? Why is this super important for an investor? Okay, because there's only two things that humans are here for: survive, mate, and make babies. No matter how many times you flip it around, the reason why we're all doing what we need to do is because we first want to survive. We don't want to die. We want to be able to afford food. We want to be able to afford a roof on our head. We want to be able to take care of the people, right? But the second layer of being a human is that now, once you've survived, you also want your genes to survive. To be honest, you don't want your genes to survive. Your system, the genes, want to survive.
they're selfish as fuck. And by genes, what I mean is every atom in your body is selfish. It just wants to survive, exist forever. Okay. Now, a lot of people go around building companies and they don't even know why the fuck they're doing it. Right? They're just like, oh, I'm a beast. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to make 100 million. I'm like, yeah, I want to be famous. I mean, why do you want money in the first place? Oh, what does money allow you to do? Oh, it allows you to have resources. What it allows you to do is to have higher probability of survival and of finding a mate. Why would a wife choose you if you have no resources? They wouldn't, right? A wife or whatever. I mean, like if you're broke, like bro, like I'm sorry, but like I'm not having a kids with you, bro. Like what are you gonna do for my kids? You know? So it's literally like literally like it's this primitive. So I want you guys to understand that the reason why you're building your business is not for some like so much like conscientiousness, like some higher, like, oh, I'm like, it's so, because you know you have people who are confused, right? They thinking that, oh, I'm smart, I need to do this. No, you do not need to do that. Your genes are literally here to replicate the same. And you guys can read evolutionary psychology, and it shows how everything literally is about surviving and making sure your genes get distributed over time. Literally, that's the leading reasons any human does anything. But most people don't think through it. They just think, oh, I want money to get a nice car. Why do you want a Porsche? Why do you really want a Porsche? Does anybody need 500 horses? Oh, it makes me feel good. Yeah, right. No, trust me. Anyway, I have this girl here over. She's having a lesson. She's learning about. Anyway, cool. So check this out. Now, why am I sharing this here? Because I want you guys to understand business from a level of an investor, and an investor also from your marketplace. What you really need to do when you're building your company is focus on future cash flow, right? By this, I mean, don't try to just play the game to win today. You want to be able to build to win forever. No investor will look at your company because you made a lot of money last month and look at you and be like, oh, well, good job. That's a great, valuable company. No, it actually is pretty non-valuable. Just because you made money last month does not mean you're going to make money tomorrow. So it's super important for you guys to learn to build models that allow you guys to have sustainability in the organization. And the only way and the reason why that's important is because what? You get to guarantee survival and for your kids to be good, which is the reason why we're here in the first place. Okay. So it all comes down to these two things. Can you guarantee survival? And can you make sure that your genes get propagated for the next 1,000 years? Right? I mean, but these are like subconscious goals, right? Like it's not, you don't need to think about it consciously. You're going to behave you're going to behave in the benefits of these two things regardless. Right? But I was talking, I forgot why I was on this topic anyway. The reason why leverage is so important is because if you're leveraged, then you get to survive and you get to make babies and not have to stress so much. You know, you get to actually focus on the main thing, which is survive and procreate. Okay. So, and then the last thing was he explained the performance model. Now, I don't know what the backend looked like. So these are just assumptions, but I think he had a setup fee for sure. There's no way he didn't have a setup fee, right? Because, well, how do you even guarantee that people are actually going to get the leads or spend the money? And then how much money is he going to make on the front end, right? Which is another thing, because he said they're selling free trials. But and the reason why I think he had a setup fee, because look at this. He's telling people that, hey, you're selling people on a free trial. But how are you selling people on a free trial if you split the money on the first month? What exactly are you splitting if it's a free trial, right? So it actually makes me think that even for these gyms, the free trial was a paid trial in a way. I don't know what it is, but I think there is a way to structure your offer so that the free trial is actually a paid trial in a way. Because how are they going to make money on month one if it's a free trial? Then it leads me to thinking that he's also doing the same thing in his ad. He's leading as, hey, this is a performance model, but actually there is a cost to setting up the thing, which means that I think maybe it's a free trial, but they had upsells on like supplements. They had upsells on what else? What else would someone buy at the gym? Well, they would buy supplements, they would buy, I don't know what they would buy, but they would buy stuff, some other stuff. So I also think that for his gym partnership performance offer, I think he had a setup fee and then performance, which is half of the first month that the gym owner makes. But he only talks about this. So he leads with this and doesn't lead with the setup fee. So maybe that's something you guys can also do for your sales call, right? Yeah, nutrition. Yeah, exactly. So nutrition, yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Now, one thing that I would want you guys to do is, if you can, please go ahead and like recreate the same offer, but for your niche, right? And this probably made millions for them. So if you know that it made millions for them, how can you recreate this? And go announce it. Following what? Demonstration video. You don't even need to do this on an ad. You can actually do it organically. Structure it this. Find a trend. Lead magnet. You're going to use the people opt-in, and then you reach out to them. And then creative, figure out every single step that your clients would need to actually get leads and scale and build it out for them, document it, automate it, and then and go make some money, go get some attention. Does that make sense? Any questions?
Hey, Serge. I actually have an opportunity to pitch this today. There's somebody in my 10K program, and they came to me and they're like, I'm overwhelmed. And so I pitched them the growth partner. I did 4K a month plus 10%. And he was like, I don't have the 4K a month.
Yeah.
But he's willing to, I came back to him with like, all right, pay 2 months and then we'll do 20%. But looking at this, like, how do you think I should potentially restructure?
So are you selling 4K per month, like every month?
Yeah.
Before I sell him the growth partner, I would sell him because this is the thing. He may say no to 4K a month every month and say that, oh, I don't have 4K a month, but it's not that he actually doesn't have 4K a month. It's just that he may not be willing to make the commitment right there and then. So what you need to do is start him on a 90-day thing, cap it in time. Say, hey, this is a commitment for 90 days. First month, we're going to build this out. So the most you're going to spend with us is, let's say, 9K. So what we're going to do is 3K this month. And then everything on top of what you're going to do, or what you're going to make, or your baseline, I take 10% or 10% of whatever we bring in from this new system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just do 8K over 90 days. Like, just make a deal that is capped in time and in commitment worth of investment.
Yeah.
And then after those 90 days, then sell them on a recurring, because you don't want, like,
this is like that Jeremy Minor 10K plus Was it 10K?
I think it's 15K.
15K. Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't lead with the growth partner because maybe they
Yeah.
don't hit you yet. Maybe they haven't, like
Mm-hmm.
hard to sell a 12-month thing for someone who hasn't really been like willing to spend money with you, even if you don't get them an ROI,
Yeah. 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 Because the question I need to get back to him, he said, I just spent 10K with you on the 6 months and I'm halfway through. He was like, do I get a credit? I'm not finished with it.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean?
The client already?
Yeah, as a client already. He's in the program. He's
Okay.
getting good results, but it's creating more problems.
Okay. So here's the thing. Yeah, don't push them 4K, man. You're gonna bankrupt these guys.
Yeah.
But you can even do 2K a month. Like just do something light. Because you can't take someone from 10K for 6 months and then charge them 4K. It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Because then it's an upsell. But again, the rule is downsell the upsell. So meaning the monthly charge needs to be perceived as something that is way cheaper. But if you say 4K a month, then it's actually more expensive in their eyes.
Yeah. It's
So
more
that they-
expensive. It's more expensive than the 10K that they put in. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what Gym Launch did. Like they would they would sell you like the 15K and then 3K a month, 3.2K. So seemed
So
low.
maybe I do like a 5K plus a percentage for 90 days.
Yeah, just something light. Don't just get them as a continuous person to transact with you. That's really the goal. It's not about how once you're retaining, once you're sending people, it's not about I want to make the most out of you. I actually just want to keep you paying me any level of money.
And solve their biggest problems.
Correct. And just keep solving them. And you wanna charge a little less than what you could charge because you want the value versus the charge that you're pricing, the value discrepancy to be high. You want really to be over delivering and then undercharging. And that's where people never churn.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right. Anyone else have any other question? Or who has any questions around how they can apply this to their offer? I'd love to kind of like work on that.
I have a quick question related to what I said earlier and sort of this leveraged aspect of it. Like in the build and release that we're doing right now, there's a lot of things we're doing, but like I would love to figure out how to make it more replicable without like more of this copy paste stuff, like the software, scripts, ads, that sort of thing. I'm not sure if you have like maybe a few things that you should avoid in doing as services. Because like, for example, I also wanted to throw in things that I know are helpful, like building out a webinar or, doing the VSLs, like stuff like that. It's not really easy to replicate. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I have a webinar tomorrow, like the first one that I'm going to do. And like, I'm about to pitch this new build and release offer. And now I'm like, okay, it's 1 a.m. Like, do I rewrite some of this stuff to take out some of the more complicated aspects? Or do I just go ahead and pitch it at a really high ticket and then just find a team to do it? Considering I'm probably not going to sell like 100 of these, I'll probably end up, if I'm lucky, selling a few.
I mean, at first sell everything. Cool. Just do it. Whatever the client wants, just deliver it. But eventually to scale, you need repeatable steps and scalable steps. So you cannot, like for me, as an example, the reason why in GCP, I'm not necessarily going to talk about, oh, here's how you do this, here's how you do everything that you guys need to know, is because the goal of moving is the less things you have to think about, the faster you move. So if in your build and release thing, you're talking about everything they need, then you're actually just becoming another factor overwhelming your clients. Like the reason why I just started this new natural born leader community, and I'm going to be dropping like newsletters in there, is because I actually would not want to drop this type of consistent material in GCP because you guys would end up confused. Like as an example, let's say I talk about, hey, I think there is a trend in just creating content that reduces the cost of ads. And then you guys will see it and be like, oh, fuck, Serge said this. I think I should go do it. No. Fuck that. Don't fucking change what you're doing. Stick to what's working. Don't get overwhelmed with data. So it's like, and then it works the same thing for your clients. So for me, for GCP, there's really like, guys, for you guys to scale your businesses, there's really a few things that I really care that you guys get done. Build your build and release offer. Spend a little bit of money on ads. Figure out your opt-in cost. Get a team to reach out to the leads in less than 5 minutes. Track your data. Sales, opt-in, appointments. Okay. Track your cash collected. Then fulfill. That's $100K a month guaranteed. I don't want you thinking about webinars. I don't want you thinking about this and that, because it's like, that's just distraction. Like it's like, I don't care about how to make $1 million a month. I care about how do I actually track my data and not focus on one thing at a time. So when you get your clients in, simplistic moves faster, right? So simple scales. Like when you get in your clients, you're like, okay, we'll do the webinar, we'll do this. It's like, what is the effort versus reward type of thing, right? You have to think through that. A webinar takes a shit ton of time, and it's not replicatable. Consider that like you can't just do webinars every day, every week. But if you create one VSL that is really good, an educational asset, you do it once, everybody goes through it, and maybe it's short, maybe it's long, but you can use it 1,000,000 times and it will be good. So from that lens, like what is the most leveraged assets that you can build for your clients that will feed them forever and faster?
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I guess now that I think about it with GCP, you give the outline for the VSL, right? Like you do the coaching aspect, which is like, here's what you can do, but you're not actually sitting down with us and saying, all right, here, like, let's write this VSL together.
Yeah.
Which is the leverage version of that.
I mean,
right?
yeah, I would do it, but then I would have to charge 10 grand, 15 grand a month to sell my time, right? So
Do you
it's
do
like,
that?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like for clients like Steve in the 100, like I've sat down and we've built a VSL together, right?
Nice.
Like for GCP, I wouldn't, because then it's not scalable, right? It's a pros and cons. It's like, of course, if I sat down with every single person here and I built out your VSL, for sure it would perform better. But then I only have so many years on this planet. And if I want to make 1 billion, then you're gonna have to be, the charging is gonna be based on that, right? On my end outcome. But I don't want 1 billion. I just think 1 billion is stupid. So yeah, but for you, you're starting out. So don't see, this is also another thing. This is also once you've proven everything. The reason why the Hormozi or Gym Launch did this is because they've probably done it for hundreds, if not thousands of people before they actually started this performance thing and built this ad. But at first, good step one, you build the VSL with a client, you build the ad for them, you build a funnel for them, you personalize it. And then once you've figured out frameworks around replicating this without needing to do so much personalization, because eventually you get to a point where I don't need to build a VSL with you on a call at this point, because I know how to make it work consistently. So I know if it's a feeling. I know the thing that will make the prospect kind of like make that decision. So I just can easily create a framework, and that framework is good enough where you don't need me to jump on a call with you to discuss it, right?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I have one other.
yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, one other quick question. I had a good call with Izzo yesterday, and it was all about like scaling and like what you said earlier, just making systems and SOPs. Do you have any tips on kind of getting started there? Like, or is it just record literally everything, and then, you know, if you don't have time, because I feel like I'm at this point where there's a lot of things I'm building, like overwhelmed doing this, that, but is it just like hey, okay, I'll screen record this, or like building out like a whole massive Notion template like what you guys have seems like so far away from where I'm currently at. So I'm curious, like, where did you start with systems, and what was the motivation like to get into it?
Document everything. Documentation is how you scale. Take every time something works, instead of trying to solve it next time, just sit down, build a doc, SOP, everything. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Will do. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Love it. Let's see. Let's look at this ad that Jacob just sent.
I want to show you guys exactly what he's doing here and break down the strategy he's using. Let's start with the first ad. First of all, as you can see, Alex has a very long ad copy. I have to be honest, from my experience, I think it is so much better to have shorter ad copy, but obviously things work different in other businesses. But let's get to the video and let me show you guys exactly what he's doing to drive so many conversions. All right, guys, let's watch this video and break it down.
Gym owners, if you make over $300,000 a year, you're going to want to hear this. Are you tired of other people on your newsfeed telling you how to run your gym who have never actually run a gym?
Well, as you guys can see in this first clip, he called out exactly who he wants to speak to. Gym owners. And after that, he represented a goal that people want to get to when running a gym. This is the hook of his video. And as a gym owner, if I was watching this, I would definitely watch all the way through, because instantly I would be like, how is this guy going to make me $300,000 a year?
You're going to want to hear this. Are you tired of other people on your newsfeed telling you how to
And right after that, he aggravated a problem and stuck in a pain point. This instantly made a gym owner relate to what he's saying. And this is going to make the view retention last so much longer.
run your gym who have never actually run a gym? Or better yet, people who failed at running a gym telling you how you should run a gym, even though they failed at running their gym. I was in the same position about 5 years ago.
So
One second. I'm sharing the wrong thing. I think when I put full screen, it stopped. I'm gonna go back here.
after that, he aggravated a problem and stuck in a pain point. This instantly made a gym owner relate to what he's saying. And this is going to make the view retention last so much longer.
Run your gym who have never actually run a gym. Or better yet, people who failed at running a gym telling you how you should run a gym, even though they failed at running their gym. I was in the same position about 5 years ago.
So as you can see, he even aggravated the pain point more and related more to the person watching.
2 years, I flew around the country and turned around 33 gyms, actually working in those gyms at the front desk.
So right there, he instantly put credibility into what he's talking about. Yes, he can talk about his story all he wants, but if he didn't do anything and establish that credibility, people aren't going to trust him.
Right now at Gym Launch, we have over 16 past gym operators who successfully exited their gyms to help create the systems that we have. So it's not about one.
So again, establishing so much more social proof and trust between the person watching the video.
It's because we will let you start for $1, and we know our systems work so well that we will guarantee an additional increase of $60,000 a year in revenue, or we will give you your money back.
All right, this is what Alex talks about a lot, an offer that you cannot refuse. If I was a gym owner, after watching this video, I would feel dumb not to take up this offer. He says he's going to make us $60,000 guaranteed with only $1. Tell me, how could you say no to this? Alex is using all the simple methods that work in a Facebook ad, but what makes him so much more different from people is his amazing offer he's representing. All right, let's move on to another video.
If you're a stable gym owner, you're doing over $300,000 a year, and you'd like to get to over $1 million a year in revenue.
Again, calling out the gym owner and presenting what he can do for them. But what enhances it from Alex's perspective is what he says after the fact.
For $300,000 a year, and you'd like to get to over $1 million a year in revenue.
He's telling them, would you like to get to $1 million a year in revenue? Of course, every gym owner wants to do this, and they're going to watch to the end of the video just because he said this.
An interesting offer for you. So at Gym Launch, we've helped over 80 gyms, almost 100 in the last 2 years, cross the 7-figure barrier. And so we feel pretty confident that we know how to do it over.
So there you go. Another sign of credibility and trust.
And so what we try to do is make this as easy as possible. And so if you want that, you can start for $1. We'll guarantee an average of an increase of $60,000 in revenue in the first year. And if we haven't done that, we'll give you every dollar back. So this is truly risk-free. So if you want to know what the next step is, click the link, download the free.
Again, the call to action. I mean, if I was a gym owner, I would feel stupid not to take up this offer. And that's what allows Alex to get so many conversions, because he has an amazing offer set in place. Because a lot of people can come up with a hook, call out their individuals, create that social proof. But if your offer doesn't correlate good with your target audience, you're going to get beat out by competitors like Alex. That's why Alex's book, $100 million Offers, is the first thing he produced, because you cannot make a good Facebook ad without a good offer.
Free stuff. Book a call with our team, and we'll see you on the other side. You all read it.
All right, guys, after watching those videos, call out their individual.
An average of an increase of $60,000 in revenue in the first year. And if we haven't done that, we'll give you every dollar back. So this is truly risk-free. So if you want to know what the next step is, click the link, download the free.
Again, the call to He's telling them, would you like to get to $1 million a year in revenue? Of course, every gym owner wants to do this, and they're going to watch to the end of the video just because he said this.
An interesting offer for you. So at Gym Launch, we've helped over 80 gyms, almost 100 in the last 2 years, cross the 7-figure barrier. And so we feel pretty confident that we know how to do it over.
So there you go, another sign of credibility and trust.
And so what we try to do is make this as easy as possible. And so if you want that, you can start for $1. We'll guarantee an average of an increase of $60,000 in revenue in the first year. And if we haven't done that, we'll give you every dollar back. So this is truly risk-free. So if you want to know what the next step is, click the link, download the free.
Again, the call to action. I mean, if I was a gym owner, I would feel stupid in place because a lot of proof, but if your offer doesn't correlate good with your target audience, you're going to get beat out by competitors like Alex. That's why.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting one. I think this is lead gen though. This is not book the call. This is not I don't think it's a call. It's a call. Yeah, like Jacob said. I think it's I guess, I wonder what the payment plan is. I guess, yeah, $1 for a PDF and then they offer the true service, correct. So I think he's leading with the offer, but the actual, I think he's leading with the offer. So it would look something like this. I'll show you guys. So he's leading with the offer. Well, let's put it here. So it's a ad, that gives the offer, that gives, credibility / proof. And then, and he's like, hey, the solution is $1. What this does is it kind of like qualifies people better than a questionnaire. I don't know if that's the right word, but if you guys don't speak French, it's not my problem. All right, cool. So I guess the $1 is to really like just get I guess it's like marketing qualified leads, right? And then the sales process begins, which is probably he's going to have a calendar, but he's also going to have a team to reach out to every person who bought the lead magnet, right? So as you guys see here, he's never leading with book a call, because book a call requires a lot of trust, right? So if you don't have enough trust in your process, why would people book a call? So get people to experience you and remove friction, right? Remove friction from people experiencing you and your insights and your service. The more you can get people to try you and experience you, like to, like at Costco, they give you like those little taste bites type of bullshit, right? I don't go to Costco, but I don't know if some of you guys have Costco, but they'll give you just like stuff to try. Like, hey, just try this little thing. The more you get people to try stuff, the more they're probably going to end up wanting to book a call with you because they've already tasted the good stuff. Does that make sense? Cool. So just to summarize, a little summary. All of his ads are process driven or heavy transformational driven. Like, hey, or they're trying to give this the solution. He's not trying to get people, hey, book a call, right? And then he's either pushing the how to run to do something. These ads that Jacob just shared last were more up to date, so I guess they're more recent. So maybe, and that's why you guys could tell that there is a little bit of that, hey, I'll do this or don't pay type of positioning, right? So maybe you could do this, create an ad, make the promise, make the offer, and then give the solution for almost for free, or put a little self-liquidating offer behind it. And then just get leads. Always lead with leads. Don't try to acquire appointments. And then your offer needs to be positioned like this, because I think that even until this day, I think they still position it like this, right? But it's not true that you get started on a $1 basis. Now, I do think at some point they actually had reduced their barrier of entry on their main program, which was like you could even get started with like $1,000 down, because they didn't care about the front end revenue. They just cared about because they had so much retention on the back end that they didn't care. They just cared that people did business with them on the front end. So yeah, cool. All right, cool guys. Was this helpful to anyone here? Let's go close that deal. All right. I just want everybody to actually take action on this, okay? Like, it's not don't treat this as just another like YouTube video that is like, oh, no, it's like, this is $1 million type of initiatives. So the sooner you take action on it, the sooner you're going to experience the results, right? Because I'm going to take action on it, and I'm sure over the next few weeks you guys are going to see it. So again, growth comes from rate of learning and rate of change. If you're not changing, no one can save you. I mean, I got a sales call from them on closing the person, 41K down and charging weekly. Okay, wait, Jacob, can you explain? So you did get on a sales call with them? I got a recording from their previous one. Can you send that recording to me, please? Thank you. I'd love to review that. That would be super helpful. All right, cool. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to upload this, put the notes on a doc, and then we make it rain, okay? Please let me know if anybody has any questions before we end this. All right, cool. So I'm going to upload this, and then we get to work. Again, process-driven, heavy, good offer, no-brainer. Lead, get as many leads as you can, get your team to reach out, and then have an offer that is a no-brainer where you solve everything for them, okay? And do it in an automated way, because you need leverage to scale, because you don't have time. You're not a vampire, okay? We don't live eternally. So take care. Bye-bye.